Humans are born and develop in such a wide variety of ways and shapes, and often it can be bizarre. From a catwoman in real life to a woman whose only ambition in life is to weigh 1,000 pounds, here are some of the world's most unusual wives whose stories can stun, astonish, and even inspire you. Make sure to hang out until the end of the video and check out the number 1 spot, because the term weird was certainly brought to a whole new stage by these people. Number 10. Jocelyn Wildenstein. Jocelyn Wildenstein is a New York socialite known for her extravagant lifestyle and extensive cosmetic surgeries. Wildenstein has reportedly spent over $4 million on numerous procedures. For $4 million, Jocelyn's cheek implants, facelifts, and other significant changes have made her look more like a feline than a female, and have garnered her nicknames such as the Bride of Wildenstein and Catwoman. Her obsession to please her husband and to be pretty in her eyes made the socialite ask the plastic surgeon to make her look like one of her husband's beloved cats. And needless to say, she ended up as one of the worst and most famous cases of plastic surgery addiction. Number 9. Jyoti Amagi. If you are a fan of American Horror Story, you'll immediately recognize this actress who played the role of Mypartite in the 4th season of the show, and no CGI or camera tricks were needed in order for her to appear short, which is related like the world's shortest couple on the number 3 spot. The 26-year-old Jyoti Amagi is in fact the smallest living woman, according to the Guinness Book of World Records, standing at just over 2.5 feet tall and weighing only 11 pounds, so pretty much the size of a 2-year-old child. Jyoti suffers from achondroplasia, a form of dwarfism which causes her short stature. The actress claims that there is more to her than just her unusual size, and hopes to take on additional acting roles in the future. You might have seen her co-stars picking her up and cuddling in the show, but the truth is she doesn't like to be treated like that in real life and is annoyed when people touch her without permission. Number 8. Most tattooed senior wife. When couples get tattooed, they usually get each other's names or their anniversary dates or even a cute little heart. That's most couples, but this one doesn't want to fit in with the rest and have done so in the coolest ways possible. Meet Charlotte Guttenberg and Chuck Helm. They're not only a happy couple, but they're also known as one of the world's most tattooed couples. They also each have the title of the most tattooed senior citizens, with Charles coming in first in the male category and Charlotte coming in the first in the female one. Together, they create a couple with a whole heap of tattoos. In fact, the happy couple currently has 97.5% of their bodies covered in intricate tattoos, and they spent nearly 2,000 hours in tattoo chairs. That's really great way to use your retirement fund. The couple even met at the tattoo parlor, which sounds like the two were meant to be. Number 7. Allegra Cole. This is 50-year-old Allegra Cole, and she's got huge breasts. I mean huge, as they measure a whopping 54 inches and weigh over 20 pounds. Wow, that's big and heavy. She was born on 5th May 1969 in the USA. She did her first breast surgery when she was 33 years old. She has made a whole career out of that, and now she wants to help other women achieve their aesthetic goals. Her goal is to establish herself as an iconic representation of a sensual woman, good mom, homemaker, and a businesswoman. Allegra Cole has become an internet sensation. She is very popular on Instagram, where she has over 1 million followers. Number 6. Eliza de Cruz Silva. Although they might look like an odd couple at first, Eliza de Cruz Silva and her boyfriend seem to be a perfect match. Eliza is 6 feet 8 inches tall, while her boyfriend is a mere 5 foot 4 inches. While most people think of fashion models as being quite tall, with Eliza, her height has been a hindrance rather than an asset in that regard. Although she still dreams about strutting the catwalk, she's had many agencies turn her down due to her size. A tumor on her pituitary gland was to blame for her above average height, and since it has been removed, she stopped growing and even shrank about an inch. That's the good thing when it comes to her love life, considering she already had to stoop down to kiss her partner despite being rather short. Although claims that he's always been attracted to tall women and getting to date the tallest woman around has been a dream come true. Holding hands is a bit awkward since Eliza has to slouch, but they haven't let that get in the way of their romantic relationship. Number 5. Kaiser Mandela. A 50-year-old Florida woman, Mandela has hair that measures an amazing 55 feet in length, making it longer than a bus. Imagine that your hair is as long as a bus. In her early days in the US, she settled in Brooklyn and worked as a nanny. Soon after, she found that perming and styling her hair only to be in parks and playgrounds was not working for her anymore. That's when she decided to find an easier and more natural way to cope with her stressful hair days. After careful thought about growing her hair naturally, she decided to start growing it. It then comes as no surprise that the man that she actually found love with is a professional hairstylist. Emmanuel contacted Mandela online after being awestruck by photos of her famous dreadlocks. It was love at first sight for the pair, who were married 8 months after they first met. Not only does Emmanuel support his wife, but he also takes care of her 42 pounds of hair as well. Each day, he carefully grooms his wife's dreadlocks, and I should trust him to make sure they just look right. Washing and drying takes him 2 full days, but that hasn't deterred Emmanuel, who hopes to grow his own dreadlocks to a comparable length. When outside, Mandela keeps her hair tucked into a handbag to prevent it from dragging sagging on the ground. That makes total and perfect sense. Number 4. Bodybuilder mother. 40-year-old Lorna Begum is a competitive bodybuilder. And that's not all. Lorna Begum is a full-time firefighter, competitive bodybuilder, and a mom to 4 kids. Wow, that is very impressive. She's busy. She started bodybuilding in 2012 and entered the Scottish Championships a year later. Her youngest daughter was only 1 year old during her pregnancy. Lorna kept up her strict training regime just 10 months after giving birth by C-section. She qualified for the British finals. Now she juggles life as a mom, firefighter, and competitive athlete. Her passion is admirable, just like a supermom coming at spot number 2. Lorna is like a real-life superhero. Don't you think so? I wish I was that organized and determined. Number 3. World's shortest couple. Paulo Gabriel da Silva and Katyusha Hisano made it into the Guinness Book of World Records in November 2016. They both have been recognized as the shortest married couple in the world. This tiny couple from Brazil, both forms of dwarfism. 34-year-old Paulo suffers from dystrophic dysplasia dwarfism. Paulo drives a specifically designed car and works as the Secretary of Law. 31-year-old Katyusha, on the other hand, has achondroplasia dwarfism. She owns a beauty salon that has been specifically adapted and modified for her height. The pair met online, but Paulo failed to impress Katyusha and ended up being blocked by Katyusha. Ouch, that must have hurt. Thankfully, Katyusha gave him another chance after a year later, and now they officially became a couple. 4 years later, they started living together and soon got married. Number 2. Super strong mom. Meet the mom who's pulling cars and hopes to become England's strongest woman. The 32-year-old Becky Barrett may only be 5 feet tall, but that doesn't stop her from lifting weights of up to 300 pounds, which is twice her body weight. When carrying a couch, the 32-year-old mom of 1 does not break a sweat and even lets a 6-year-old daughter, Kayla, sit on it, contributing an additional weight to it. Her credentials for supermom don't stop there. Becky single-handedly handles both the bags and Kayla, her daughter, with confidence on her weekly shopping outings. She can also pull and push cars that weigh a ton. Seriously, is there something that she can't do? Becky now juggles her 6-day-a-week fitness regime with being a mom to a 6-year-old Kayla and holding down her job as a nursery worker. Now, that is a very busy woman, just like Lorna Begum that we talked about previously. Number 1. Monica Riley. Monica Riley, an obese fetish model, made it to the headlines when she declared she wanted to weigh 1,000 pounds on the internet. Though she has 300 pounds more to go, her boyfriend said that he is dedicated to making that happen. The goal of Monica is to be immobile because she believes that she's gonna be treated like a queen and Sid's gonna have to serve her every day's needs. You can't really make these stories all up. Sid loves this idea fortunately and has become Monica's feeder and spends his day cooking and feeding her up to 8,000 calories worth of food a day. The good news is after Monica learned that she was pregnant in March last year, she turned her life around, vowing to lose weight to ensure that her childbirth was as healthy as possible. She said, "The jumpstart for weight loss was falling pregnant. I decided to have a family with Sid and I knew I had to take dramatic measures to make that possible." Well, I really hope that her condition starts to get better. So, did you find any of these wives unusual or maybe inspirational? Let me know in the comment section down below. I really appreciate you watching this video. If you're interested in more videos like this one, click the pop-up link or the video suggested on the screen. Your support is very much appreciated. See you next time.